Welcome to the December Board Report. I'm your host, Jordan Bond, along with School Board member John Landers. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Landers.
Thank you, Jordan.
It's hard to believe that we're just a week away from winter break, and we have plenty to talk about today. To start off, I heard that we recently had a busy November board meeting with tons of faculty recognition. Would you like to dive into what was discussed during that meeting?
Sure, and I'm sure all of you are ready for a nice long holiday break, so I hope everyone gets to enjoy it and rest up. So, yes, at the November board meeting, we always try to highlight various things for recognition, and we really try to hit across the 3 A's, the academics, the arts, and athletics, and we were able to do that in November. So first off, we recognized our Performing Arts Center supervisor, Mr. Kale, or Patrick Kale, who's really, I think, kind of developed into his own in this role from not really too long ago from when he was on that stage performing. So he's helped grow the stage crew. He started new things like a drive-in summer movie program, which I think was really cool and different, and then the Haunted BPAC, which is kind of like for us old people, kind of an old version or a new version 2.0 of what used to be called the Witch Walk, which was in the old cross-country course. So that's really cool. And then it's helped fundraise for the Drama Guild as well as the stage crew to allow us to continue new and awesome things. So academics, we had BHS senior Lucy Papini recognized for her Ohio Watershed Grant, along with her AP Environment teacher, Mrs. Moran, and Food Services Director, Natalie Winkle, which allowed us to get a rain garden installed in the BHS internal courtyard.
Oh, wow.
And then athletics-wise, we were kind of celebrating the end of the fall seasons. So we had 2 AAC cross-country runners of the year in senior David Del Torio and sophomore Olivia Brady, who also both qualified to state. And our boys cross-country team also qualified to state as a whole for the first time since 2013. So really congratulations to all those individuals, as well as coaches John Phillips and Luke Jadorkis. And then we also honored our Glenwood girls cross-country team, who had what we call a Triple Crown season, champs of the Mahoney County League, the Suburban League, and the AAC. So the future is bright for girls cross-country and boys cross-country as well.
That's amazing. Well, I also heard that there were a lot of donations approved by the board during this meeting. Could you name a few of them for us?
Sure. I think one thing all school districts realize is that schools can't do it alone, and we're very lucky to have, donations from individuals, families, and businesses, strong partnerships with public safety, and Boardman Police and Boardman Fire, as well as local businesses. So we also work closely with the Community Foundation of the Mahoning Valley, who manages the Boardman Schools Foundation for Educational Excellence teacher grants. So they provided a little over $18,000 this year to fund 11 grants which were written by our teachers for things like physics sensors to sensory items for classrooms. And just as a early save the date, the BSFE's big fundraiser is a raffle held in March, and it's going to be on Friday, March 7th, 2025. And I know I'll be there in attendance. Also, Boardman Rotary, who we've traditionally had a long-standing partnership with, donated a little over $1,000 to, I believe, Mr. Harker for high-speed 3D printers at Boardman Glenwood. And then a variety of sponsors from, I think, businesses and individuals and families for the Drama Guild to support the amazing production of Anastasia, which was in kind of mid-November.
No, that would be great for us. So speaking of Anastasia, though, I was told that you were there. What were your impressions of the play?
Well, I always enjoy watching the fall musical and the spring play. Thank goodness it's not me up there singing, because I don't think there would be anyone in the crowd. But the great show, voices were spectacular. I really liked the new projection technology that allowed us to kind of show and highlight different things, and just how we can kind of continue to evolve and grow. And as always, the ability to have a pit orchestra for a high school musical, I think is very rare in this area. I don't know exactly how many school districts, but our Boardman Orchestra does a great job. So I think we're just looking forward to see what the spring production is going to be by the Drama Guild. It may be out there, but I don't know if I know personally yet. So we're looking forward to that.
From what I've been told, I think there's going to be something about a murder mystery. That's what they're looking into, as far as I know, though. But as head studio manager at BSTN, my crew and I have had the opportunity to record and stream all the holiday concerts this year, and they really have been amazing. I mean, what have you thought about them?
So I think it just shows the talent in our music programs from when we kind of first get the opportunity to work with those students in 4th and 5th and 6th grade at Center. And Mr. Monaco and Mrs. Stemner, they really help kind of energize that group, and I think it's a lot of fun for them, for those kids to be on stage, not something they get to experience too often. And then they're all enjoying themselves. We get a lot of positive feedback from their families and then grandparents and the community, and it's great to see the BPAC filled. And then Mr. Linko and Mrs. Stebner also do the same with the 7th and 8th grade chorus, and you can kind of see them, the difficulty bar, starting to rise to get them ready for high school. And then really excited for all the holiday concerts coming up. I believe it's a little later this week, Thursday, December 19th, which is the Jazz Holiday Concert, and that's free for everyone to come enjoy. And we appreciate BSTN's hard work, because I know it's a lot of late evenings, and probably some pizza and snacks, while you're filming these concerts. And I will say, just back in my day, not to sound older than I am, when it was just at Center, we actually had to move the equipment from the Center studio down to the auditorium at Center.
Wow.
So you guys just get to stay in one place.
No, that's amazing. So did you do something like this back when you were in school?
I was part of the crew, in 7th or 8th grade at Center, and then the early stages of what the high school program was before this studio even existed.
That's amazing. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add before we go on break, Mr. Landers?
So I think, our students are so engaged in the community, and I think are really learning the value of giving back and paying it forward, which I think is just an important skill set in life. I know we've done things for Toys for Tots, Angel Tree requests. We do kind of traditionally singing for nursing homes, or I know Glenwood was playing, I think, at the Sparkle on Western Reserve for Salvation Army donations, participating in tree decorating at Boardman Park. I think it's a great way to kind of build that total individual and that total student, and it's an important thing to learn. And I know, I think at the high school, we had a district-wide pajama day as part of the BHS cheerleaders drive to support Boardman families who may need a little extra help this year. So I think, I want to say, and I could be wrong, that raised a little over $2,000, could help families. So just, I think, great leadership by our high school cheerleaders, and to engage the whole district, I think is great. And then I think one thing that we're at the start of the process is to get back to our board meeting that was held this week, is that, maroon is not the easiest color to match. So one of the things we're trying to do to evolve and grow as a district, and you see colleges and universities do this, and seen bigger school districts, is to really formalize and identify our brand. So we started on that process yesterday, where kind of picked the shade of maroon that will be the district's official color of maroon. We're not going to go change everything. We know there's a lot of signage or uniforms to change. As we go to refresh those things in whole, that's when we go forward with that. And there'll be more information to come, like, how does that information look on the web? How does, are there fonts that go with the district? And there'll be opportunities for the community to be engaged, from, our music groups, to students having a voice, to our community having a voice, and people like Mrs. Rodenovic and Mrs. Birch will kind of really be the two drivers of that. But this is going to be a process that takes time, but it's, starting to build more consistency in this district, and it's something we've talked about in the past, and really with the opportunity now with Mr. Knifer starting and having several months kind of under his belt, that we're ready to start this process, and we'll continue to have more updates about it.
No, that's great. It sounds like there's a lot going on with Boardman, from community outreach to branding. I'm glad to see that we have a lot of future plans. But thank you so much again for joining us, Mr. Landers. We really appreciate it. The school board meetings for 2025 will be scheduled at a special organizational board meeting in early January. Those dates will be on the Boardman website as soon as they're scheduled. And remember, the public is always welcome to the meetings. I'm Jordan Bond for BSTN. Have a great winter break, Spartans, and a happy holidays.